license.
Keep thinking.
Hi, Musa, how are you?
I'm fine.
Great. I spoke to one of your teachers. Where is she? A lady.
Then I'll take you to
There's one Madam Olivia here.
Yes, sir.
Arrive at 11:30. We are here ahead of schedule. Let's move this way. Let's move. We're supposed to get here at 11:30, but we are ahead of schedule.
That's great. It helps with our planning.
Yeah.
So we'll start with the business office and we'll go.
Okay.
So this is just one section of our school. We have two sections on the other side, but we'll focus on here.
That's what it means. Yeah, focus means concentrate.
Hello. Welcome. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Nadia Bruce-Mueller. Welcome to the junior school. Our students are going to be making their way out shortly. So we'll just wait and see.
I gave them 11:30. I thought
Yes.
we'd keep long there.
But we've checked the time and they're going to be coming out shortly. Welcome.
Joy FM, the leading English radio and TV. Yeah, Joy FM. And then, Kwese TV is in DRC.
Yes?
Or Congo.
Who?
Kwese TV or Nairobi.
No, it must be Nairobi. South Africa, Nairobi. South Africa and Kenya.
And they wondered about that. They asked their parents, why that would it be possible if we can ask some of our friends if they could give some of their old boots, because normally it's too small and you just throw it away. And I said that's that form, and they shared with the rest of the school, and everybody just got it. So we're very, very proud of them, and we're hoping that it will become a yearly thing. Send it down to the kids down here. Yeah.
So they.
And we're just so proud of them because it's very selfless. Seize the day.
What is that?
It's a Latin term and it means seize the day.
It's my philosophy.
Ah, yeah.
Ça peut dire.
Super.
Jour de la vie.
Guten Tag. Guten Tag, yeah. Willkommen and guten Tag, yeah. So, and your background, the French.
We are friends.
Their mother is here. One is the mother of the two boys.
In high school, you didn't get it. I also forgot to meet you.
So, you're going to go or not?
Yeah. People receive us very, very well. We had a good meeting.
Everyone smile. Awesome. There we go. Okay. And then let's go. Smile. Yeah. Nice. One last one. Me, I got it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And how far could I go before all of my accomplishments go down in fire? Junior school teachers, teaching assistants. We have some very special people here today in our midst that have come to last year. Put up your hand. The year 3's one. Yes. And do you remember what the boot drive was all about? Who came and presented an initiative outside of our school who did not have boots. Do you remember that? Today has come because of that initiative. Let's welcome us. He's moved on to Form 1, but he's made his way down here. Okay. Two boys. You want to say a little something?
Everybody. Last year we raised about 150 boots, I think it was, and I just wanted to say thank you to all of you who donated boots. And I want to encourage any of you who did it to donate boots when we do it again. Thank you.
Yes, and today you have some very special people. I would now like to invite Mr.
Thank you. A WhatsApp message from Olivia. I'm sure she didn't believe in what she was sending to me. She sent me an invitation and said, will you be kind enough to come to the GIS with the president of CAF, who is on an official visit to Ghana, and meet two of our pupils who have demonstrated a rare commitment to supporting the development of grassroots football in our country. Quickly I responded and I said, yes. The president was in the same car with me. I asked the president, I said, Mr. President, this is an invitation, what do you think about it? He said, wow, this is something worth doing. Let's truncate whatever we're doing and quickly dash to this school and encourage these youngsters. So I'm here with a very powerful delegation from the Confederation of African Football. That is the governing body for football in Africa. The gentlemen I'm about to introduce to you are the helm of affairs in respect of football in Africa. They are the people who matter when it comes to decision making in football in Africa. So the president of CAF is called Mr. Ahmad. He is from Madagascar. He was recently elected CAF president in March this year, which brought to an end the long reign of the former president of CAF, Mr. Ayatu, who had been CAF president for 29 years, before some of you, parents of some of you were even born. I don't want to talk about you, your parents. He had been president of CAF for 29 years. And Mr. Ahmad was elected president only in March this year. And the mandate of the president of CAF is for 4 years and is renewable after every term of office. So this is his first mandate. And we hope that he will continue as long as possible. But with Mr. Ahmad, we have other members of the delegation that I want to introduce to you. Apart from being the president of CAF, his previous offices were one, he was the president of the Madagascar Football Association, and before that, he was the Minister of Fisheries of the Republic of Madagascar. He was also the Deputy President of Senate of the Republic of Madagascar. So he's a man of many parts. The CAF has 3 vice presidents. I am the first vice president from Ghana. The second vice president is from the Democratic Republic of Congo, and he's Mr. Constant Omari Seliman. He's also here. Mr. Omari is also the president of the Congolese Football Federation. We also have with us the General Secretary of CAF. The General Secretary of CAF is called Mr. Issam Ahmed. He is from Egypt. Then we have the Presidential Advisor on Media Relations. He's called Mr. Hedi Amel. He is from Algeria. But he's based in France. He's a well-known top African sports journalist. He knows sports journalism inside out in Africa. We also have Madam Sarah Kamel, who is the secretary to the president of CAF. Then my colleagues from the GFA, I think we came with our colleagues from the GFA. We have Mr. George Afriye, who is the vice president of the GFA. Mr. Ibrahim Sani Dara, who is the communications director of the GFA. She is an executive member of GFA in charge of women's football. Then Mr. Augustine Asante, executive member. For our visit here is very simple. We are here to offer hope and support to the Inti brothers and many others out there who have the spirit of volunteerism, the spirit of communism, and the spirit to help the underprivileged. All of us adults today were once upon a time toddlers like you or youngsters like you. And I recall vividly my youthful days when I used to play soccer. I was a keen football fan. I played soccer throughout my primary school days. And the unfortunate thing about our time was that our parents did not have money, first to buy footballs for us, and two, to buy boots for us to play soccer with. They didn't have the money. You'll be lucky to have just one pair of shoes. You wore it on festive occasions. You walk barefooted to school, and it was normal. Yes. I have my two daughters here, Rajua and Mami Chuma. Where's Mami Chuma? She's not here. Sometimes I visit their rooms and I see 20 pairs of shoes. I said, you are too lucky. We didn't have that. We didn't have that. On 6 March 1980, I led the march past for my school during the independence celebration. And I led it barefooted. And it was normal for the whole school. Those who were marching behind me were also barefooted. It was normal. Today you are lucky wearing boots. I'm sure each and every one of you has about 5 to 10 pairs of shoes. You are too lucky. You must thank your parents. You must thank your parents. You are very lucky. And so, what pertains with these clubs that you find players playing without boots is just a mirror or a microcosm or a mirror of what happens in the larger society. A lot of people are underprivileged. And so if by the grace of God you are a bit privileged, it is incumbent on you to help people who are underprivileged. That is why when we heard about this, we didn't hesitate at all. We said, let us come and encourage them. Let's give them a big round of applause. And we are committed to supporting this project. The CAF president will speak, but we are committed to supporting this project. We will donate boots to this year's campaign. In addition to the boots, we will add footballs. Yes. Because it is the policy of the Ghana Football Association that we should encourage young boys and girls who are multi-skilled in both education and football to practice those skills or sharpen them up. In the past, people used to think that football was meant for people who had dropped out of school. And yes, in the past, your grandfather's generation, that is the mentality. We want to eradicate that and implant onto your mind today that football is not for school dropouts. Football is equally good for educated people. In 1988, I think 88 or 86, the Olympic team for the former USSR, you know USSR? Okay, USSR means the Union of Soviet socialist republics. It's broken into many countries now. Russia is one of them, Latvia, many countries. Now, the USSR soccer team that played the Olympic Games, all of them were highly educated. The minimum qualification for them was a master's degree, the footballers. Some had PhDs, some were professors of physical education. So it was a clear demonstration that football was not for dropouts. And as a soccer administrator, my personal testimony to you is that it is easier for us to manage footballers who have education than those who don't have education at all. And when you combine footballing with education, you become a better human being. In the event that in your career as a footballer you break your leg, you may have acquired a trade or a profession in accountancy, in law, in teaching, engineering, and whatever, and you can conveniently relocate your expertise to that area. So football is not for school dropouts. And people who combine sports with football must have even been extra talented, multi-skilled, and special people. Ordinary people cannot combine education and sports. Ordinary people cannot. Because ordinary people need more time to learn, to stay in the classroom. But extraordinary people can spend part of their time on the field playing soccer, and then he'll catch up with you when he comes into the classroom to learn. So let's accord footballers and sportsmen extra respect because they are not ordinary people. So I want to congratulate you, and I want all of you to see them as role models, even though they may be your peers. They are role models because they have taken up something extra to the normal curriculum that is practiced. They've chosen to do something that is not taught even in the classroom. They will not teach you in the classroom to go and mobilize boots for clubs that don't have boots. It is something that they taught out of the box. And even as adults, I don't know, the school and beyond, those of us organizing football, we haven't thought about it. But they are endowed with the skill to think outside the ordinary scheme of things. And what they have done is exceptional. There is no precedent anywhere for it. It has never happened anywhere for young boys of their ages to do such a philanthropic thing. And this is highly, highly commendable. Congratulations, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Keep it up, okay? Now I'll invite the CAF president to share a few. Our visit here is very simple. We are here to offer hope and support to the Inti brothers and many others out there who have the spirit of volunteerism, the spirit of communism, and the spirit to help the underprivileged. All of us adults today were once upon a time toddlers like you or youngsters like you. And I recall vividly my youthful days when I used to play soccer. I was a keen football fan. I played soccer throughout my primary school days. And the unfortunate thing about our time was that our parents did not have money, first to buy footballs for us, and two, to buy boots for us to play soccer with. They didn't have the money. You'll be lucky to have just one pair of shoes. You wore it on festive occasions. You walk barefooted to school, and it was normal. Yes, I have my two daughters here, Rajua and Mami Chuma. Where's Mami Chuma? She's not here. Sometimes I visit their rooms and I see 20 pairs of shoes. I said, you are too lucky. We didn't have that. We didn't have that. On 6 March 1980, I led the march past for my school during the independence celebration. And I led it barefooted. And it was normal for the whole school. Those who were marching behind me were also barefooted. It was normal. Today you are lucky wearing boots. I'm sure each and every one of you has about 5 to 10 pairs of shoes. You are too lucky. You must thank your parents. You must thank your parents. You are very, very lucky. And so, what pertains with these clubs that you find players playing without boots is just a mirror or a microcosm or a mirror of what happens in the larger society. A lot of people are underprivileged. And so if by the grace of God, you are a bit privileged, it is incumbent on you to help people who are underprivileged. That is why when we heard about this, we didn't hesitate at all. We said, let us come and encourage them. Let's give them a big round of applause. And we are committed to supporting this project. The CAF president will speak, but we are committed to supporting this project. We will donate boots to this year's campaign. In addition to the boots, we will add footballs. Yes. Because it is the policy of the Ghana Football Association that we should encourage young boys and girls who are multi-skilled in both education and football to practice those skills or sharpen them up. In the past, people used to think that football was meant for people who had dropped out of school. And yes, in the past, your grandfather's generation, that is the mentality. We want to eradicate that and implant onto your mind today that football is not for school dropouts. Football is equally good for educated people. In 1988, I think 88 or 86, the Olympic team for the former USSR, you know USSR? Okay, USSR means the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. It's broken into many countries now. Russia is one of them, Latvia, many countries. Now, the USSR soccer team that played the Olympic Games, all of them were highly educated. The minimum qualification for them was a master's degree, the footballers. Some had PhDs, some were professors of physical education. So it was a clear demonstration that football was not for dropouts. And as a soccer administrator, my personal testimony to you is that it is easier for us to manage footballers who have education than those who don't have education at all. And when you combine footballing with education, you become a better human being. In the event that in your career as a footballer you break your leg, you may have acquired a trade or a profession in accountancy, in law, in teaching, engineering, and whatever, and you can conveniently relocate your expertise to that area. So football is not for school dropouts. And people who combine sports with football must have even been extra talented, multi-skilled, and special people. Ordinary people cannot combine education and sports. Ordinary people cannot. Because ordinary people need more time to learn, to stay in the classroom. But extraordinary people can spend part of their time on the field playing soccer, and then he'll catch up with you when he comes into the classroom to learn. So let's accord footballers and sportsmen extra respect because they are not ordinary people. So I want to congratulate you, and I want all of you to see them as role models, even though they may be your peers. They are role models because they have taken up something extra to the normal curriculum that is practiced. They've chosen to do something that is not taught even in the classroom. They will not teach you in the classroom to go and mobilize boots for clubs that don't have boots. It is something that they taught out of the box. And even as adults, I don't know, the school and beyond, those of us organizing football, we haven't thought about it. But they are endowed with the skill to think outside the ordinary scheme of things. And what they have done is exceptional. There is no precedent anywhere for it. It has never happened anywhere for young boys of their ages to do such a philanthropic thing. And this is highly, highly commendable. Congratulations, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Keep it up, okay? Now I invite the CAF president to share a few.
You allow me to speak French because this is my own language, because I respect you. We are here because we have not enough time here. I have to go to cry now because I'm Muslim. But when he asked me to share this few time with you, I have to respect you because of your good action. And as you know, it's very difficult to speak, to take a floor after one lawyer because he's a lawyer too. So it's very difficult. So only I would like to express you my feeling is in deep of my heart that I'm very, very happy and very, very and have a great pleasure to be here. Typically to thank and to congratulate these two gentlemen, Corbina and ExCo. Thank you very much. And I mean, your colleagues help you to do it, and you can extend it in another school because it's a very, very, very good action you have done. I have not too much things to tell you, but I have a privilege to invite you, to give you a ticket by flight. I invite you to Cairo to visit the office of CAF. Mr. President is going to organize it when we have a school off, because we don't like to disturb you for your school, and you spend maybe 3-4 days there to visit, or sit there, and the General Secretary receive you and myself, and you know what is the headquarters of Africa, Confederation of African Football. But before that, I give you these pins, otherwise you don't forget CAF. Okay?
He's going to decorate them with the CAF signal.
Hello.
I told you they are heroes. The president is having one ball each. So you take a good photograph. Maybe I can take advantage and also try. You be there, madam. Yeah. More gifts. These are penance from CAF. Yeah. this is the key holder of the World Cup. Already we have the World Cup. So, all right. Join us to have a group photograph. All of you come up the stage.
The taste tag. Everybody will do that.
Paparazzi, please, are you done? All right, thank you very much. Last,
You know, you have to thank these two daughters, these two girls. Why? Because when Kwesi told me, hey, invite us, I tell you, you can't refuse. We can't refuse because CAF take most of your time. We have to respect these two girls. So we have to go there because they need it, that's their school. That's why I call them here. You have to thank them. Because their father is always absent, he helps us there. So I apologize. I apologize for that. I know that's not easy, but you support your father, you support Confederation African Football. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. I think on this note, we shall seek leave.
Wow, I'm so grateful. When the boys started, they didn't expect anyone to say congratulations. They saw a need, they saw boys play football on, not even on grass, they were playing football in dirt. And these boys didn't have shoes. And there was a match, and as they played the football, they noticed that those who had shoes would share. So as they came off the pitch, they'll take their shoes off and give it to someone else to play. They said, can we give our old shoes? And we started a family dialogue and friends and family. Then we spoke to Ms. Bruce Fuller and said, can we do it instead of a round of applause? She's been an amazing driver of this. We're here today because of that. She has run with it for the boys. The collection hasn't finished. We've also got a friend of mine whose kids are in Lincoln School, has the ground school return. All the schools know that we know the kids are privileged, that they're speaking to the president. This has been an amazing thing for them, and I think
for our distinguished guests, as they head off now, thank you so much.
When we have the opportunity like that to make the... Just a second. We go to the mosque.
I just saw the philanthropic work of
I don't understand. Don't you?
I just saw the philanthropic work of a young boy. What does this mean to CAF?
You know that an exceptional initiative for this level of age of people. Even big person not have this action, don't do this action. But it's very impressive for us. And if everybody, imagine, it's only in one school, imagine in all the country, all the school, all the continent of Africa, we find two people like that. Imagine the development of football in our continent. That's why we are very recognized for these two boys.
You invited them to come to CAF headquarters. Yeah. What are you going to tell them when they come there?
You know, they do this action and they don't know where is the headquarters of CAF, what is the land of CAF. It's important to see this because it interests them and it motivates them too much to go ahead.
Thank you very much.
I didn't get to take a picture. I was the one taking pictures of everything. I didn't get to take a picture.
Yes, of course.
She's the chief organizer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Can I
thank
speak
you
to the
very
students? I would like to speak to them.
much. You.
People talk.
Yeah.
By all means.
Who want my number?
Debut.
I'm back in position. Let's go.
This is fine?
Yes.
Okay. Congratulations. What influenced your decision to come up with this initiative?
What really influenced us was seeing that they had to share boots and some of them didn't even have boots. So we just thought that we should donate boots to them. And at first we weren't even thinking about getting all this, and we just thought that we had to donate to the people who were underprivileged and people who didn't have as much as we did.
So how do you feel finally to have the CAF president recognize your work?
When you recognize it, I feel very happy because that means people understand what we're doing and people are really taking it into consideration that people don't have as much as we might have, so we should give back to the community.
You'll be invited to the CAF headquarters. What are you expecting when you get there?
I think we should see. I don't know. I'm just really excited.
You're just really excited.
Yeah.
I wish you all the best. Echo, come. Echo, what influenced your decision to come up with the idea of helping the needy people in society?
I think it's just because they really don't have as much as you have. It's not that you're better than them. It's just God has made you a privileged person in life and given you more. So you should be giving back to the community.
Did you felt pity when you saw some of your mates out there playing with that boost?
Yes, I felt that it wasn't really fair on them because they hadn't done anything. They were just born with less privileges.
So have you made efforts to speak to corporate bodies to assist you in your aid to improve the standard of football?
For boots, yes, but maybe later on we could start going around trying to get better pitches for them to play on.
What sort of influence did your parents had on this?
They had a good influence to encourage us when we had the initiative to start this, and they've encouraged us and made us go through with the highs and lows of this, and they have been big influences on this.
You're going to CAF headquarters. How do you feel?
I feel very happy because I've never been to Cairo before. So that's a new country that I'm going to. And I want to thank the CAF president for inviting us to Cairo.
I wish you all the best. I'll let me speak to your proud mom.
All right, good.
Please come first. This is fine. When you were speaking up there, you did say that when your boys started this initiative, you never expected any recognition. And finally, you've had that from the Confederation of African Football. What does this mean to your family?
We are, I don't know what words to use. We had no expectation. It was something the boys were doing out of their heart. It was something that we've always encouraged them that, as he said, that, you know, when you're privileged, you are blessed to be a blessing. So if you're blessed, you have to look around yourself and see where else can you be a blessing. So for me, the vindication is that when I say it, you as a parent, you don't know whether your words register with your children. But this show demonstrated that as I go on about it, it had registered. My boys had picked up the fact that they were privileged, and because they were privileged, they had to make sure that they would look out for somebody else. And football is something they love. So for them to notice that other children were not playing with boots and for it to stare them, in itself, it's the accolade for us as a family. But for this recognition, it's just out of this world because we really had no expectation. It was something they were doing, it was something they were going to continue to do. This is a boost. This tells them that the game is on. There's more to be done, and they have to rise up to it.
So what is the motivation behind all this?
Simply what I said, if you are blessed, you have to be a blessing. That's the motto we live in our house. And so that's all. There's no motivation that we have an expectation of anything. You are blessed, you have to be a blessing. End of the story. For us as a family, that's all it is.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That's okay.
I look scrappy today. Today of all days.
Okay. All right.
You know, I wasn't feeling well. When Miss Bismillah said it, and then I just thought this is so bad. I told her, do I need to? She said, not really. Yeah, you can. Do you want me to take your balls home for you? Okay. No, keep that. You can wear it.
Yay! Make sure you don't lose it.
That's not what I don't want to.
Okay, then let me take it.
The way they rank them, no?